What does Travis Kelce bring to the Chiefs beyond what he does on game day?
I think it's the level of leadership, someone that comes to work every single day. And obviously with his career, he could take reps off. He can kind of wait to play in the game days, but that's not his personality. He wants to be out there. He wants to put the work in, and whenever you have your Hall of Fame guy putting the work in, it kind of bleeds through the rest of the football team.
Do you think diamonds are a good investment?
Yeah, why not? I mean, these Super Bowl rings are filled with them, so yeah.
Are you in the market to buy a diamond?
I like earrings. I like necklaces, stuff like that.
And are there any stocks that really have you excited right now? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Any stocks? I haven't talked to my financial team about stocks in a long time, so I'll have to get caught up on my quarterly. Yeah.
I'm working on a superstitions training this will be taking place here in New Orleans. Do you have any game day superstitions? And does Taylor have any game day superstitions?
I do not. I don't know her to have any either. So yeah.
Can you talk about how valuable your 2 years at left tackle line over and play that role, and just what you've seen as far as the sack count going down for the country?
I mean, the numbers and all that, tell you everything you need to know about him on the field. But his leadership and who he is off the field makes this team so much closer. This offense, so much more fun to be a part of. Those are the things you don't really get to see in the O-linemen is their personalities. And we got a bunch of them on the offensive line that just have the best personalities and just make coming into work so much fun. And Joe is definitely the leader in that group in that regard. And I just love the guy. I have so much respect for how he is as a professional and how he is off the field and all that. So.
Travis, you have an amazing track record in close games, even better than previous seasons. What sets this team apart from the previous teams when it comes to your mentality in the fourth quarter?
I think it goes from the top down. Andy Reid he's seen a lot of football, and his ability to teach that to players, his ability to ingrain that into the minds of the guys that he has, to go out there and perform that, and always have the faith and the ability to win a ball game, no matter what the score is, no matter how much time is left on the clock. And from there, it's just the leadership and the practice habits that you create throughout the year, and the faith and the camaraderie that you create in the building. So.
The Eagles have a lot of games where they were able to milk the clock with long drives. Do you game plan differently for a game where you might have fewer possessions? How do you prepare mentally to be on the sideline for longer times in the game?
Yeah, I mean, they're really, really good when they can control the tempo, and I think that's going to be a big part of the game is being able to, keep the tempo, the momentum on our side, and not let them get an inch, man. And that's going to be tough, man. This is a good team.
Travis, you've been here from the start since 2013 with Andy Reid. How did you see him implement the culture that he wanted, and how have you seen that grow to where you're ultimately at this opportunity to go for a three-peat?
Well, the team has changed drastically. The rules have changed drastically on how you can practice and things like that. But the biggest thing is that Coach Reid's that old school style football where we're going to go to work. He's not going to worry about, as much about getting guys, their rest and their recovery and stuff. He's putting that ownership on the player themselves to be their professional. And on top of that, just throughout the years, just incorporating good people and with the right work ethic, the right talents to surround, guys like Pat Mahomes. And it's been fun to see this place grow to where it is today. And I got all the love for Coach Reid, and on top of that, Mark Donovan's been here since the jump, and the Hunt family obviously bringing everybody into it. Warming environment for the kids. Everyone that works there is devoted to these kids' lives, and I think it's just it's a wonderful place. I don't know how there isn't more places like Operation Breakthrough throughout the states. And I've kind of taken that as a challenge to get, more places around the country similar to what Operation Breakthrough is doing. I know we can't just, copy it because of the people that are there and that make it so special, but trying to implement that because what it does for the city of Kansas City and for the individuals that are going through that program, man, is unbelievable. You know, I used to really care about that, man. Like I used to want to be known as the greatest tight end ever, but I think it's just more so enjoying these moments that I have with my teammates and trying to get these wins and create these memories. This entire year has been such a, it's been such a battle for every single person that comes into that building every week, putting their body on the line, putting their lives aside outside of football just for one common goal. And I've gotten away from, wanting to be, known as that. I think I want to be known as just one of the best teammates these guys have ever had.
You do care a lot about the tight end position, though. What do you hope that you fit to that position, and when guys are coming up and they watch your tape, what they can take about it?
I want them to take away. I would say every tight end that has ever played this game has had some sort of toughness or some sort of unique ability to do everything that you ask them to do. I feel like it's a very versatile position. It's a position where you have to block the big guys and you have to run faster than some of the smaller guys on the field. And it's like you're the ultimate utility man on the field. And I think when guys watch my film, I would just want them to take away that, man, he could do it all. He did it for the right reasons, the guys around him, and hopefully through my play on the football field, they can see that.
Travis, what is it about finding stuff?
Try and get him a ring.
Travis.
Well, if you guys know me, you guys know how much love I have for the city of Cleveland Heights and all the family and friends that I have back there, and it's in my mind it's the most beautiful place you can have an upbringing. It's such a melting pot of social class and ethnicity that you understand so many different walks of life, and I love it. I love it for that, and on top of that, man, I had such an amazing childhood because of my parents and my friends' parents and the guidance that I got through Cleveland Heights, and yeah, I still do everything for that city, and hopefully I go out there and represent the Heights the right way on Sunday.
Travis, when you look back at last year when you pushed Andy, what was going on with that moment?
A push is a bit of an exaggeration. That wasn't a push. I would never push my coach like that. I was fired up though, and Coach Reid knows I get fired up, and sometimes he gets fired up the same way, and to get me going. And at that point in the game, I just wanted to let him know you can put it on me, man. I'm ready for it.
When you watch it now, do you laugh?
Laugh? No, I was pretty heated in that moment, so I don't necessarily laugh, and I know I can't catch him off guard like that to where he stumbles. I got to get him while he's looking, so I don't catch him off guard. I dream about doing a lot of things. That has definitely popped in my dreams for sure. To be honest, everybody's prepared at this point. I've thrown one to just about everybody on the team, even the offensive linemen. So you see him covering downfield. They better be ready. Pat's ability to just week in, week out, his routines, constantly find ways to get better. After our first Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure every defensive coordinator found it in their job to find a way to stop Pat Mahomes in the offseason. Like if they knew that they were playing Pat Mahomes, they were going to take a peek at trying to stop the best. And for Pat's ability to keep staying at the top of the quarterback position, his ability to do that all while being one of the best fathers, being one of the best husbands that I know. It's just absolutely incredible, man. And I couldn't be more proud of him. Ever. No doubt about it. Around the holidays, he'll tell everybody to have a few more push-aways than pull-ins. That means you got to make sure you're eating right.
Travis, I gotta know.
Obviously, I think every team in the National Football League would be accepting of a guy like Myles Garrett. Just a pro's pro, a stand-up guy. He's in the communities. I told him I appreciated him for everything he's done for the Cleveland community before he mentioned that he wanted a trade or wanted to get out of there. And I just have so much love for him, man. He's such a good guy. And on top of that, I think Cleveland Cleveland deserves to have, a product that they can get really, really excited for. And I think that's a diehard sports town that's just, it's fiending for an opportunity to go crazy for football. And yeah, winning this thing for the team that we have in place. Obviously what we've done over the course of 3 years it's fun, man, but this team is more special than any team I've ever been on. We have a lot of unique individuals, a lot of guys that haven't tasted the mountaintop yet that I wanted for them just as bad as I wanted for myself. So.
What's different is your approach now than when you were a young player? In terms of
Yeah, it's night and day different. I was a lot more focused on individual success, and I think that comes with having the individual success, is being able to be comfortable in who I am and confident in who I am. And I think with that individual success, I've started to really understand what's real, and what's real is this game's only fun if you win football games with the people around you, man. And once I figured that out, it really just took off for me, and I've loved playing in the league ever since, man.
Contemplated your place in athletes coming out of Cleveland and going on and having tremendous success? Have you thought about just where you stand on that list?
I guess, yeah. I still consider guys like Ted Ginn, the cream of the crop. I remember watching him in high school and seeing him run all over, what is it, Valley Forge Field or Lakewood, playing against St. Ignatius in the playoffs. And those memories as a kid, those were all fueling moments for my love for the game and my appreciation for the game and my desire to be great and be as good as the guy that I just watched. And so there's so many people that I admired growing up in the Cleveland area in terms of sports. Yeah, hopefully I've been that motivation for the next generation. Well, anybody at the top of their game is you can take motivation from. How he's done it on the field, man. He's he's such a fun guy to watch. A lot of his you didn't always see those long distance goals and those free kicks that he can make, and how he can just curve the ball any which way to get it in the goal. You could tell he works on his craft, and he's almost like an artist with the ball around his feet, and I think that's something you can take away from him, is just how much of a master he is with the ball in his hand, or ball in his feet.
Who would be the best hockey player on the team?
I'll take that. I think me and my guy Anthony Ferkser are the only ones that actually skated when we were younger. Who's the goalie? I'll take Creed. Creed just looks like he's just taking up a lot of space in the net, so you know it. Not really. I'm here for you guys, man. Ask me whatever. I haven't been on Bourbon Street. Yeah, exactly. I'll ask my brother and get back to you. I think you said Coach Reid, right? You said Coach Reid? Yeah. I would say Coach Reid is he brings his personality every single day, and that makes everybody feel so comfortable and being in the building with him. But at the same time, he challenges guys, and he gets the respect out of every individual in that room. So I think it's just been so fun just being able to build this, legacy here in Kansas City with him, knowing that I came in with him here in 2013, and who he is as a coach is, a very good reflection of who he is as a person. I think he cares a lot about everybody's livelihood just as much as he cares about winning football games, and it just makes it fun for everybody to play for him. Tony's always been, he's always had a helping hand in everything in life, and that's on the field, off the field. there's this yin and yang that you have to have playing this game, because it is a violent game, but you can't walk out of this building feeling the violence. You got to be able to have that calm, cool collectiveness, be able to get away from football. And I think Tony's been such an unbelievable mentor in that regard. And sometimes I don't even have to reach out to him. I can just watch the Amazon Prime, pregame or halftime report and hear what he says and take so much from it. And I just have nothing but unbelievable things to say about Tony and who he's been for me in my career as I try and fill his shoes to this day. There we go. Yeah, I'll go search it up on Charlie Sanders, man. As it was when me and my brother played against each other.
And you saw that the Eagles signed Saquon Barkley. Did you envision the success he was going to have in Philadelphia?
I'm pretty sure me and my brother knew exactly what was going to happen in Philly when they got Saquon Barkley, and that has nothing to say bad about the running backs that they had before. Those guys were studs as well, and they went on to have great years this year. But I think that Saquon he's a generational talent, and you put that with the style of offensive line that they have and the ability that they have on the perimeter, and obviously their ability at quarterback, and you kind of knew that something special was going to happen in Philly this year.
And you knew the type of player your brother is, obviously. To see him jerk his offensive line, really not skip a beat without Jason there. Are you surprised all about that?
I hate to say it, but I'm used to watching the center in Philly, and he stepped right in as one of my favorite guys to watch. Cam is unbelievable. He's been so cool to me every time I get around Philly and around Jason. Has done an unbelievable job this year at taking the bull by the horns and really being the middle piece up front for them. And that offensive line is, that's the motor over there in Philly. And I think that it's going to be a tough job stopping them on Sunday.
Last question.
Doing great. It's beaten. I'm excited about life and excited about getting better today at practice. Nice. I would say just be true to you. If you have a love for something, find the knowledge and find the energy to keep answering the questions that you have. And on top of that, just love what you do. I think everybody that's the greatest at what they do, they have a desire and a love for the day in, day out grind that you have. And I wish everybody the best of luck over there.
Thank you, everybody.
Morning, Patrick.
Morning.
Just curious, from your perspective, what does Travis Kelce bring to the Chiefs beyond what he does on game day?
I think it's the level of leadership, someone that comes to work every single day. And obviously with his career, he could take reps off. He can kind of wait to play in the game days, but that's not his personality. He wants to be out there. He wants to put the work in, and whenever you have you're a Hall of Fame guy putting the work in, it kind of bleeds through the rest of the football team.
Patrick, right here, front row to your left. From the Hunts to Andy, Spags players, everyone talks about the Chiefs and all that you accomplished, rightfully so, but maybe not enough talk about, it's a pretty selfless group of people. It's more about the team than anything else. Could you talk about that side of your franchise?
Yeah, 100%. I know how blessed I am to be in the organization and on the football team that I'm on from day one, and it's a culture that's been set by Coach Reid, and throughout the whole organization, it's about winning. It doesn't matter how it's done. It's about coming to work every single day, leaving it all on the football field, and winning football games. And I think that's what's kind of made us so successful these last few years, and hopefully we can carry on that tradition.
Good morning, Pat. Hey, the last year you sat at the table of Troy Aikman, remember? And you would be, what good represents to you would be at Montana's and Bradshaw table. And how do you keep that hungry to win? Thank you.
Yeah, I think more than anything, you see the opportunities that you get, and you never know what's going to be your last one. And to be able to be in the Super Bowl again is always special. And so for me, just being hungry to be as great as I possibly can be not only for myself but for my teammates, and knowing how blessed I am. So it's been a heck of a run, and hopefully we can continue as my career goes on.
Hey, Patrick, over here to your left. I don't know if you saw the clip yesterday, but President Trump described you as a pretty good winner. I just wondered what you thought about that and how it's going to feel to play in front of him on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it's always cool to be able to play in front of a sitting president, someone that is at the top position in our country. And so I didn't see that clip, but obviously it's cool to hear that he's seen me play football and respects the game that I play.
Hi, Patrick. First off, congratulations on a great season. I've been sent on a mission by an elementary school teacher by the name of Mary Crippen. She's incorporated her entire curriculum in the NFL football this year and done a great job. The NFL community has showed a lot of love in it. Now, she has one student, okay, by the name of Wyatt, who's been rooting for the Chiefs all season, but he's in an environment that may not share those same sentiments. What message would you give to Wyatt?
Yeah, Joaquin, man, I appreciate the support. Just know that the Chiefs are rooting for you as much as you're rooting for us. So we're going to try to go out there and make you proud, and we appreciate that you're supporting us in a hostile environment sometimes.
Hey, Patrick, up front to your left. Can you just tell me how you're feeling mentally as the days get closer and how you're able to stay level-headed when you're trying to perform your best, especially on the biggest stage this Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty much the same. I think you stay so busy here that you don't really realize the magnitude of the game that you're playing. But I think it comes with the experience, knowing what the week presents, knowing where you're going to be at, and then try to keep it as close as you can to the routine that you always have. So we're excited for the game, and we're excited to get back to more and more higher leverage, higher level practices and get ready to go out there and play our best football.
Patrick, over here to this side. You guys, it's well known that you guys have had tough training camps to start the year and OTAs. How have you guys been able to maintain maybe that discipline, that hard work, even as you've won?
It starts with Coach Reid and the culture that he's built. But I think through this entire team, you have a lot of guys that love the process of starting from the bottom and having to build your way back up there. And we understand what it takes to get to the Super Bowl, and we know it's not easy. And so instead of just trying to go out there and go through the motions, guys know that they have to put this work in and to get to this position. And so, like I said, it starts with Coach Reid and the culture that he's built. But I think that the team has a lot of guys that want to do what it takes to win.
Patrick, as a Texas Tech alum, I get this question a lot, but could you explain to everyone what is a Texas Tech tortilla?
Yeah. It's tradition. I think that's the biggest thing is when you're on that football field and you get the tortillas thrown out the kickoffs or kind of throughout the football game or after big plays, it kind of just shows that the fans are into it, and it shows the love that the Red Raiders have for their teams. And so tortilla, it's obviously funny and something that people think is cool to see, but I think more than anything, it just shows the love of the fans.
Have you ever tried one?
I have not tried one. Not off the field, for sure.
Patrick, to your right over here, is there a game maybe that you replay in your mind more often than other games, whether it's a loss or a victory, that maybe a game that keeps you up at night?
The Super Bowl versus Tampa. It's pretty easy.
Hi, Patrick. Here, look. At this stage of your career, how do you define success and how do you measure your progression? Is it only a matter of wins and Super Bowls?
Not necessarily. I think what I've always said in my career is that for me, success is leaving everything you have on the football field every time you have the opportunity to, if that's practice, if that's games, OTAs, whatever it is. And I don't want to have regrets at the end of my career. And if I can go out there and feel like I progress and I know that I'm putting everything I have into a football game, that'll be a successful career to me.
Hey, Patrick, NFL honors tomorrow night. Looks like Jaden Daniels is going to win Rookie of the Year. Just curious what you thought of Jaden's play this year and kind of the offense Cliff designed for him.
Yeah, I mean, extremely talented. But I think from watching the tape, especially watching the games that he played against the Eagles this year, it was cool to even see his progression throughout the season from the games that he played. And you could tell he got better and better. And that's what you want to do in the NFL is you can be talented, you can make all the throws, but can you progress and can you learn what defenses are doing to account for you and get better from that? And it seemed like he did that all year long, and it's going to be just the start of a great career. So extremely talented, great football player, and deserves all the honors that he'll get.
Patrick, here. Last year with Miami, Big Fangio used to blitz a lot against you. He was not very successful. Do you expect the same aggressivity on Sunday?
I mean, every time I've played Coach Fangio, there's been different change-ups and different things that he's thrown at us, and I think that's what makes him so great is he's not going to just do exactly what you saw the last time. And so I'm sure there'll be blitzes in the game. I'm sure there'll be times where they play coverage. It's going to be a chess match, and you want to go up against the best, and he's one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, and it'll be a great challenge for us as an offense and as a football team.
So you're right here, Pat. To some degree, is fourth down maybe your favorite down? When I look at the stats, it's maybe your best down statistically. What kind of goes into performing so well?
Just knowing that it's kind of like that win or go home mentality that you have in the playoffs. You have to go out there and execute at the highest level and the highest leverage positions. And I think Coach Reid has prepared us for those moments in training camp and throughout the season. He puts us in situations where we have to make those big plays. And so I think the preparation prepares you to go out there and execute at those high leverage moments like fourth down.
So you've been in many, So you've been in many harsh environments. How do you prepare for the harsh environments that you've played in? And what's the toughest environment that you played in? And how do you prepare with your coaches to play in an environment like that?
I think more than anything, you just focus on the guys around you. I've played in a lot of harsh environments. That's in Buffalo, in the cold, with the fans against you, or in Denver or Oakland or in Vegas. I mean, you always have fans that are against you in some of those away games, and so you focus on your teammates. You focus on going out there together, and it kind of builds even a closer brotherhood of it's kind of you versus everybody, and so I think it just comes with the experience that you just go out there and just be who you are.
Hey, Patrick, back here. Joe Thuney is a big piece to the offense. Can you talk about him, how he's grown? Obviously, he didn't allow a sack 2 years ago against Philadelphia. How you think he'll adapt again against them in a few days?
Yeah, he's just such a tremendous player and a tremendous teammate. I've been saying for a couple of years now, he's like a gold jacket guy. I mean, he's someone he's won the Super Bowls. He'll play at any position on that offensive line, and he'll do whatever it takes, sacrifice to win. And you need those guys. And so to have him jump out to left tackle this year and have a lot of success, I mean, it just shows the type of player that he is. And it'll be a great challenge for him going up against this D-line. I mean, this D-line has great players at all the positions, and they rotate in, and they can stay fresh because they have so many good guys. And so just going out there and trusting those guys and let them go out as a unit, go out there and play their best football on the biggest stage.
That you're the ones that make the play to win the game consistently like that.
Yeah, some of those were just how the ball bounced, literally, and others, I know our guys work hard at all the different situations that we've had, and during training camp, you pound those things out. Normally, you don't get to use them all. I feel like we used most of the situations this year, but I would also tell you that the guys, they obviously don't give up. They're going to play 4 quarters for you.
Andy, right here on your left, sir, front row.
Gotcha.
Patrick, everyone knows about his physical abilities and the things that he does, but I don't necessarily think he gets enough credit for his mental acumen as a quarterback. Could you talk about that side of him, please?
Yeah, sure. Patrick's a real sharp guy, very smart. Spends a lot of time at the game and making sure that all these crazy formations that we have, that he can digest them first and then be able to spit them out in a short period of time. He's able to see and anticipate what the defense is going to do. So there's some things there that you got to know where your guys are. You got to know where their guys are, and he's able to digest all that too. So he's a sharp kid.
Andy, a lot of the younger players talk about Travis's practice habits, and we see it during training camp. But what stands out, 20-some weeks into the year, about just the way he is on the practice field?
Yeah, Sam. I mean, you see it every day too. That he goes 100 miles an hour. He wants to be in on every snap. We monitor that, but he wants to fight you when he has to come out. It's the same way during games. So it doesn't matter if it's a walkthrough, if it's full speed practice, he wants to be a part of it and be in there. And it's not just when he's getting the ball or being dialed up there. It's literally all the time. So, but again, we try to monitor that so he can stay fresh through the season like we do the other players. But he lets it be known that he likes to be in there all the time.
Andy, DeAndre Hopkins was mentioning how much he's been revitalized by joining you guys midseason. What have you seen from him since he joined your team, and do you hope to be able to use him a little more in the offense against the Eagles on Sunday?
Yeah, I knew we were getting a good player. Played against him quite a little bit, and but I didn't know the leadership part. He's been tremendous that way. Just he hasn't complained that we're spreading the ball around or utilizing other guys along with him. He's willing to share in that way. So that whole senior leadership part that he's brought, I've really appreciated. And he's a unique route runner. He knows how to set things up. He's shared that with some of the guys, and I appreciate that part too.
As you think back to, and right here, as you think back to adding Steve in 2019, I just was wondering if you could put into words what he's meant to building the program in Kansas City.
Sure. Yeah, we appreciated Bob Sutton, all that he did. And then Spags was able to come in and jump into that spot and done a great job with the guys. I think the thing I appreciate most is watching the trust that the players have in them. That means that you're doing a whole lot of things right. These guys, you're not going to pull the wool over their eyes, and not for as long as he's been doing it. So they trust his scheme. He's a good teacher. They trust him as a person, knowing that he's going to try his best to put you in the best position for your skill that he possibly can, and try to highlight that part.
Good morning, Andy. Well, I'm Scott. No,
I got you. I'm going side to side. This is like a ping pong match. I got it.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Thank you very much. You guys are class acts anyways. Nevertheless, you've seen a lot of great quarterbacks over the years. You've been in this game a lot. Are there any particular legendary quarterbacks that Patrick Mahomes reminds you of? This guy is the most poised quarterback under pressure, and we know that his next stop after Kansas City is going to be Canton, Ohio. But I know that there has to be a few guys that come to mind that Patrick probably reminds you of.
Yeah, I've tried not to compare them. I mean, I've been blessed to have been around some great ones. And listen, you can take a little piece out of every guy and say he's kind of like this guy, he's kind of like that guy, but he's really rewriting it for himself. And that's what I noticed about being around the Brett Favres and the Don McNabbs and all these guys, you know, Michael Vick. I mean, all these guys, you know, Alex. The thing goes on. Jeff Garcia. I've been blessed to be around just a ton of them, and they all kind of put their mark on it, their own mark. And then somebody will ask that question down the road about some other quarterback, and he'll probably say the same thing. The coach will probably say the same thing I'm saying, that they kind of draw. You can draw a little bit from each guy, but it's really what makes him unique, is that he does so many things so well, and in a tough sport, you know. I mean, there's the mental part of it, and then there's the physical part of it too. And you're back there, and you've got 300-pound men bearing down on you, and you got to make a decision in a split second. And sometimes those 300-pound men land on you, and you get a few of those hitting you. That's to be able to get back up and stand in that pocket again is something, some mental toughness that takes place there. So.
Hi, Andy. Jory Epstein with Yahoo Sports over here in the back.
Okay, here we go.
When Howie Roseman was asked this week about his philosophy of building through the trenches and investing consistently in offensive and defensive line, he said that conversations with you really shaped that philosophy. What do you remember about the conversations you two had, and especially if you have any examples of what you taught him?
Yeah, sure. I'm a Howie Roseman fan, so I think he does a great job. The way that he's replenished his football team and it has been something to watch for sure. And he believes in that. He believes in the offensive and defensive line. You kind of start there, and if they're not functioning right, then normally your team's not functioning right, that side of the ball, whichever one it is. So that's the way he's built that team, and you can see that in their strengths there. And then it's the coach's responsibility to take advantage of the strengths that each player has. So, but he's given the coaches an opportunity to be successful with the players that he's brought in, and it's Howie, and then it's the group that he's hired around him too. So that's also part of that job, and that you bring in the right people. And so he's got some good worker bees there, man, that go out and find these guys, which is important.
Yeah, Andy, over to the other side here.
Yep.
You clinched pretty early the #1 seed, and you rested guys against the Broncos. Was that nevertheless tough to take as that game was playing out? And did you worry that you would lose a little bit of edge?
I wasn't worried about the edge, but I don't like getting my tail kicked either. So they got after us pretty good. I can't tell you I was liking that, no. But I didn't feel like we'd lose our edge, no.
Andy, looking at the stats, it appears maybe that fourth down might actually be Patrick Mahomes' best down this year. What does it say about him as a quarterback that he can perform so well on a potential turnover down, on the high pressure down?
Yeah, fourth downs have been good for us. You're seeing that more in this league now. Make sure I'm answering your question right. I think that's what you said, right? Fourth down. So we have trust in our guys, trust in Patrick, and we trust the game plan. If we've got something there that we feel is a viable play for that situation, we're going to try to use it within reason. So I think that combination, but most of all, having trust in Patrick and the players, I think is big, and knowing Patrick will take care of the football the right way, whether we're running it or optioning or throwing the football.
Hey, Coach. Xavier Worthy on your team is the youngest player on either team at the Super Bowl. How does the preparation change between a player like him versus a veteran who's been here before?
Yeah, you know, he's a poised kid. So we're talking about Xavier, and he does it with a smile on his face every day. He comes out and works hard, wants to get better. I mean, all the things that you want from a player, he has. So I would tell you he's probably mature, at least in the football world, mature for his age and experience. And he jumps in, he's willing to listen, which I think is important. When the teammates are talking, these guys that have a little experience are talking to him, he's taking it all in. So that's not always the case with players.
Hi, Andy.
Gotcha.
Justin Reid is one of those guys that you acquired in 2022 and has been here throughout this championship run. Just what is it about him that has made him such an integral part of this defense and just the team you've been building over this last 3 years?
Yeah, well, he's got a good name. So, I mean, you know, Justin's a smart kid and a heck of a football player, very tough. He'll come up and introduce himself to you aggressively. So, but most of all, he's a good football player, and he's got the aptitude to take all the stuff in that Spags throws at him, and then be able to make the calls back there and kind of get everybody going in the right direction.
Coach, over here on your left.
Yep.
Or front row.
Front row. Gotcha.
There's sure to be some crucial moments this game. Do you have a memory of a play or a game where Patrick kind of earned your trust to step up to those big moments?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the first game that he started against Denver, his rookie year, when we had already clinched a spot, kind of the same situation we had this year. And he came in, and the poise, you could see the poise, you could see the confidence, but there was a humble side to it. And And I kind of went, all right, that's pretty impressive. And then some of those great defensive players on their side kept looking over at me going, that I'd had in a Pro Bowl before. They were going, oh, okay, we see why you like him. And so anyways, that's probably where the firsthand, I mean, we obviously had a lot of trust in him to draft him as high as we did, and move up to get him. But I would tell you, from a coaching standpoint, being on the field with him, that would have been the first game.
Coach, all the way back here on the camera thing.
Gotcha.
Now that you got Hollywood back healthy, and it seems like you got a full stable of, do you feel like you're seeing the passing game that you expected to see, even though you don't have Rashee Rice?
Yeah, and Rasheed's doing well. He's healing up good, which is positive for next year. We're as healthy as we've been to this point, knock on wood. So you got to see that the last couple games with with the receiving core at least, and the running backs likewise are doing better there. So, but the receivers, yes, I'd tell you, them being healthy gives you a better chance. Now we're going against a good secondary on Sunday, and we've got to make sure that we're doing things the right way and so on. Make sure we get these next couple of days of practice down. But I feel comfortable with that group. They work their tail off. They've got experience in most areas there, and they love to play. And they seem to be on the same page with Patrick.
Last two guys. Go ahead, Haley.
Coach, right here. We've been able to talk with all the players and ask them why they think it's been such a success this season. A lot of them have hinted at the culture of the team. Who do you think sets that in the locker room?
Yeah, blessed to have some guys in there, Haley, that are real good leaders. Patrick and Trav are the ones that jump out at you, and Chris Jones and Bolden. I mean, all these guys. Bolt's a big part of it. Justin Reid, who we asked about. Anyway, there's a lot of good leadership in that locker room, but I'd probably say those top three is where it starts, and is they all bring their own personality to it. From Patrick kind of just being that steady part, you get two characters with Kelce and Chris Jones and what they bring. So they can be as serious as can be, and at the same time they can bust the room up. So, yeah.
Hi, Coach. You talked about leadership. I just wanted to know, in these moments, where are some of the leadership styles or the leaders that you kind of look to or gain from in these moments? Who do you kind of mock yourself after or go to when you're in these moments?
Yeah, I've been lucky. I've been around some great coaches, and from high school, from Little League, high school on up, I was blessed that way. I'd have these great coaches through junior college, through college, into the NFL. And then there are some coaches that I met in the NFL, the John Maddens and so on, the older guys, Dick Vermeils, that have been a big influence there. So, but working with Mike Holmgren, if you talk just NFL, working with Mike Holmgren was I was very lucky and fortunate to have been on his staff, so and watch him, how he went about his business.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, good. Thank you.